game. In the top right we do have SHIN. In the bottom left it is classic. I do have sound on, right? Yeah, it's on. That's professional observing for you. I mean, I don't care as much for my own stream, but if I would be like observing an event like Katowice or something, right, I would never do this. I would never do this. I would ask them to show a player face on full screen, and then I would like quickly check here, sound, okay, and then back into the, all right, I'm good, clear. You know, full like max quality. But my own stream is like, I don't know, 80% quality. Tricks of the trade, indeed. Could have probably done the same, but I have no player picks. I have player picks, but I haven't set them up. Why would I? Why would I? It's not like a live camera. Why would I play, like, why would I show a picture? It doesn't make any sense. I would probably, honestly, what I need to do is I need to have like loops from like, I don't know, like a 3-second loop from any player, like from Katowice or from the big streams. I probably just need to make like highlights of those, download them, make like a loop, video loop, and then have them like reactions from them, right? And then just randomly put them in whenever something happens. That would actually be really good content, I think. Even though it's ultra fake. It would be super fake. What it would be kind of cool to have, honestly, now that I think about this, man. This is a great idea. It is a lot of work to set up though, but it depends if we get some good announcements now with EWC this week or next week or whatever, when they announce StarCraft 2 finally. I hope frickin' fucking guys do it, please. And then we hopefully get that circuit announcement and how that's gonna look if we get some good tournaments, like 2 to 3 tournaments. I'm hoping for like 2 tournaments and that playoffs kind of, and then potentially a 3rd tournament or maybe like a few online ones, you know? Like something along those lines, like 2 offline stops, 2 online or 3 online regionals or something. Do you think they're going to be able to continue GSL? I think potentially yes, but it's going to be even slimmed more down, right? And GSL, I think GSL is going to continue if they do announce EWC. I think they will have a GSL. The thing is, if they don't, then ESL would have to pay for Korean regionals, right? So the other interesting thing would be, imagine if they do not have GSL, then there would be no region lock anymore. Then you wouldn't need any regionals anymore, because you couldn't just like play normal games. You can just have a full circuit now. So that's the other kind of thing that would also be actually quite exciting, to see the full circuit of the Korea joined with the European and NA circuit, like all of those joined up. I feel like the Chinese Asia region would be the least, would be like profiting the least from that, because they are the weakest region. But all the other regions, maybe NA would also profit kind of the least, but all the other regions would probably have a lot of really good games. And I think it would be quite healthy for StarCraft in general. So to have like those matches already, like the storylines already go on, right, during the season. Not only in like players like Bunny, for example, they would only play GSL. They would only play GSL. And like the Korean tournaments. And you would never see him play against Clem or Cyril or, I don't know, Reina, you know? So, or like Trigger or Estrella. So I feel like there's a lot of wasted potential. Like Classic, there's a lot of storylines that can happen from those kind of joint circuits, and that's why I feel it would add a lot of flavor to StarCraft and would be great, I think, for the fans and for the storylines. But it's also not the best for lower tier pros, or like those guys who make it into the regionals but don't get any further. Like you see a lot of those in Europe. The NA scene's not quite as strong, but they also have a few. You think of, for example, Epic, Or who else is there? I'm trying to remember. There's like players like Dolan, Epic. Those are like regulars in those, or Maples, I think probably. Like some of those who make it into those regionals and play there, but they never really get past that point. But it would be quite good for players like, of course, like Bunny, who are the lower tier pros kind of inside of Korea, right? Bunny, it's been a while since Bunny made, I think, did he make a round of 4 appearance in GSL? I think he had one, but it's been a long while now. And since he made a round of 8, I feel it has also been quite some time. So he would actually profit from this, playing against players like Trigger more, or like, I don't know, like in Europe you have a lot, right? There's a bunch of Protoss players as well, so it might be a nice balancing, race balancing. There's Gerald, there's Art, there's who else? There's so many. There's Yumi. There's so many Protoss players who are very decent in Europe. And actually can really bring the fight to the Koreans as well, but they never really have the opportunity because they don't play in the American circuits or in the Korean ones because the ping is so bad. The Koreans don't play in the Europe ones because the ping is so bad. The NA circuits, really bad time for EU, so it's mostly Koreans against NA players there. And sometimes you see Clem from Texas playing. That's about it. Now we do have some Stalkers here. Let's talk about the game. And Classic is pushing the issue. Now SHIN is trying to hold this off with Ling Hydra for now. But he's transitioning into a little bit of a Roach composition as well. So it's going to be Roach, Ling, Hydra. Kind of funny to see that one. The Lings trying to just basically come from behind. There's no stasis traps. The Oracles, or the Oracle, didn't really do anything here. No stasis traps laid down, nothing really to fall back on. And this is quite Stalker. Oh my god, the Adept, is it fat enough? Yeah, thank god. But no shield battery. A double Stalker weapon, I don't think that's the correct weapon here. I feel like a double Adept would have been better. But he wants to try to utilize this blink, I guess. Now, he keeps both Stalkers alive. The Voidray does come back to help and assist this one, so it's gonna be safe. But can he actually kill a base? That's the big question. I don't feel he can, because this army is just growing here from SHIN, and he just has the perfect amount of roaches to tank for his Hydras. He always makes like only a couple. Now he's making 4 because he lost another couple. And the Hydra DPS is so good. And they're gonna hit +1 in just a moment. They're gonna get range soon. They have speed first, so they can actually really micro off creep. Oh, he's gonna kill the Oracle. That's a great snipe. He's killed so many Stalkers, man. It's so costly. And now the Lings come back. He gets around these Stalkers. He's gonna box them in. Oh, another blink here. Has to be triggered very, very fast. It's gonna catch one of these Stalkers. Roach is gonna be sacrificed here for that flank. And man, Classic is getting chased off creep here. A Hydra Ling at this point. Now we see a big swell of roaches. This is when you see, this is the time. When you see this, that means Zerg wants to push. That's like, alright, I have enough Hydras, I have killed enough of your units, let's go across the map, let's kill you. I need some beef, let's kill you. Classic is identifying this. He sees his army is rotating to his southern base. He does not have Storm yet. Templars are not ready yet. He did utilize that overcharge already, so he doesn't even have an overcharge on battery. He doesn't even have a battery here. And he's losing all of these Templars. He lost the high energy one. Oh my god, I can't believe it, man. SHIN, what a play, killing these Templars before they have Storm. Only one is gonna survive for Storm. What is the Storm gonna look like? He kind of needs to. I mean, he's trading well enough with these Stalkers, kind of, because these guys are shooting at a pylon here. But in the end, he should probably lose the base. Oh my god, a 1 HP on the side Templar. He does get the Storm, but it doesn't really do anything. In the end, man, 1 Storm is not going to be enough here. He would have been... Imagine he had 5 Storms with this. This would have been a freaking disaster for SHIN. But as is, sniping everything, sniping the base... And then now he blinks so offensively, so he can't utilize it defensively again, and he should probably use all of these Stalkers as well. Oh, what a rough play here for Classic, and SHIN is gonna take the game, man. Classic losing with 1,000 minerals in the bank. Look at that. Yo, Caesar, good to see you. Hydras are so good. Yeah, Hydra's DPS is insane. They had both upgrades, they had +1. It's just such a powerful unit in the early mid game. It's really, really strong. If you have like 20 Hydras, I think you had like 15 to 20 Hydras-ish, then that's all you need to really overpower. Against Stalkers, man, they're so good against Stalkers, against Zealots, against Sentries, meh. But there were no Sentries, so no force fields. He could have made Ravagers, that's why he had those Roaches in case of. But there weren't any Sentries, there was no force fields, there was no Guardian Shields. So he tried to rely on Storm, but he didn't have the timing. I'm not a fan of giving them Dash. I think they can tank and Storm already. Yeah, Dash feels actually quite too powerful. I've seen it utilized a few times to really effective sniping on Templars on... Like, they move in like that and snipe Templars. They move in and snipe Prisms, snipe Medivacs. It's insane, that Dash sometimes. Tanks even. They're actually very powerful now. It's like Hydra is all you need at this point. Alright, let's hop into the next game here. Bottom right, it's Shin. Well, it has to be Zerg patch in the end. In the top left, it is Classic. Now, after everyone figures this out, it's gonna be all Zerg again. Like how strong that Hydra dash is. The issue is like, nobody now is smart enough yet to go double Hydraless Den to get like those upgrades very fast. And I can actually see a build where you go triple Hydra Den. As weird as it sounds, to get all upgrades at the same time. And then just have a big Hydra attack and just kill everything with an insane timing because they are so powerful. Like, you always see that one Hydra Den, right? Because it doesn't feel like it should be a thing, but I can guarantee you there's most likely gonna be a timing where you do double Hydra or triple Hydra Den even, and just have a insane power spike with that dash and a bunch of Hydras. Classic coming in here is gonna get a nice scout. I don't think it's that many Hydras. It's 2 Hydras, right? I think 1 Den is exactly 1 Hydralisk, money-wise. And like, people overestimate a lot of those structure costs. The upgrades, of course, but you get them eventually anyways. Of course you get them earlier, but that only delays. Let's say, alright, you still delay, but you could utilize that for like a Ling Hydra attack. And if you sacrifice your +1, for example, you can get 1 upgrade, 1 extra upgrade. I don't know, I feel like there is something to be tinkered with. That's why I'm always in why people are so reluctant to add on infrastructure in the late game. Even though I know they can't shoot, right? But if you're like Terran versus Protoss, I see this so many times, Terran versus Zerg. Terran never really go above the 8 barracks, right? And usually it's like, alright, it's fine, because they can kind of make 20 supply at once. But 20 supply at once, or 40 supply at once, it's a difference. And sometimes it's like only A barracks is 3 Marines. It's not that big of an investment. It's 3 SCVs. It's not that big of an investment. If you have 80 workers, you can make 12 barracks. It doesn't have to stay on 8. You can make 12 barracks. We see that with like different infrastructure, like these factories or starports, right? Going up to 3 fac, 3 starport. But you can also go up to 12 barracks, and that can help you survive those situations where you just lose an army and you still have a big bang. So yeah, I don't know, man. People are very reluctant on adding infrastructure in the very late game because they just want to keep on trading. And it does not allow you to actually trade well, but it does allow you to buffer a snowball effect way better. Or get your own snowball running, right? That's where Zerg definitely has the advantage still, but yeah. I mean, Protoss sometimes do this, where they go up to like 12, 13, 14, 16 gateways. I mean, if you have 16 gateways, 16 times 2, that's 32 supply you can whoop in at once. That's a big amount, right? try to squeeze out 32 supply at once from barracks. It's impossible. And then they still have that construction time. The weapon is 4 seconds. Now we do see a double Oracle opening here from Classic. This is a little bit different from the last game. He's gonna come in here, try to poke at this third base. But SHIN is in position, man. 3 queens, he's looking good. Looking solid. He's gonna be able to defend this one quite easily. Still Classic is gonna zap a few drones. Of course, the double Oracle has that micro potential, but man, that's not good. That's not good. Oh my lord. One does get out, but very, very low. 6 drones only for 1 Oracle and basically a half. Not a good swing by in my opinion. I feel like the first like 3 drone kills and then the 4th was a missed micro hit there where he only hit it once, and then a very nice move from SHIN hiding it behind or under the queen kind of. So it was impossible to target. Was a good move there. But I feel like if he just, with the first swing by, he kind of outpositions the queens a little bit and then he just goes to the top right and kind of escapes and keeps both oracles alive. I feel like that would have been a way better usage, right? 3, maybe 4 drones for like damage on 1 oracle. I definitely would have said, yeah, that's a good opening. Now 2 for half health on an oracle. I'm not sure about this. It doesn't seem this is going as Classic really wants it to. SHIN's queens being in position was huge. Yeah, definitely. Already waiting there with 3 queens even. Usually you see 2 queens in position, or like 1 queen and a spore or something. But this was like a 3 queen position, so he definitely knew the oracles were coming from that angle. And again, Hydralisk down here on the way. And he's gonna start range first. Now I wonder what you have to sacrifice to actually get that. I mean, even a double Hydralisk stand would be fine, right? You get dash and speed first, so you can really push across the map, and then you get that range eventually to finish up during the fight. Those upgrades don't have that long. It's a 50-second upgrade. If you compare this with the +1, where's the evolution chamber? It's here. It's 114 seconds, right? You can get 2 upgrades in that time. Man, I hope Atos is watching. Now Classic is gonna push with the Archon attack. That's quite interesting, something new. And he's gonna go into Storm again, a little bit later this time. Now he's gotta set up his 4th base again here. But can he actually hold on to the 3rd? I feel like you need a Warpin, and you kind of want a Warpin at the front. Now Hydras against Archons is a good way to snipe those, and as you can see, man, Classic, I don't know what he was thinking. And at the same time he's losing a bunch of workers to those Lings running in. Oracle is using up most of the energy just flying there. It was already tagged on at the attack. And I think he lost the other Oracle, so he doesn't even have the firepower to push away these Lings. It's just Hydras. Hydras with +1 in range, walking slowly to the 4th base, killing it. Lings reinforcing here now. He's like 15 Hydras, right? 18 Hydras. This is so much DPS. Oh man, Classic is falling apart. Storm now finally been ready, but he only has 1 High Templar with Storm. And SHIN has done enough. He's just gonna pull back now. Speed is finishing up now. Gonna pull back here. And now he's gonna go for the flank because he has that speed. Imagine he had dash as well. Uncreepable terrain. Yeah, I would love to see that actually being tinkered with. That's some great storms though. Now Hydras are just starting to focus down unit by unit here. And they are quite low, but there's no storm, there's nothing really. He's even thrown down a Spire because he's so far ahead at this point. He still is down on the workers, don't get me wrong. If he doesn't break this position, this army, he needs to get a bunch of workers very fast. But he is up that base, so even though Classic has more workers, he can't really utilize all of them perfectly right now. Oh, that one storm. It's gonna happen, but it doesn't do enough in the end here. And the cybernetic score does fall. Now he's gonna go into those workers, man. Ah, I love when Hydras are hitting with their hands. There we go, though. GG is gonna happen. And SHIN does take this 2-0.